Robbie had sexual urges towards his siblings as well as other children. He said that if he could offend them, he would force them to tape their mouth shut and keep them quiet. We put a safety plan in place. That included installing locks on the kids' bedroom doors, and he said that if we didn't get him help that day, that he was going to rape one of his siblings.
We had no other choice than to remove him from the house.
We left him at the hospital, and he never came home. Robbie prefers little boys ages 5 and under. In one of his psychological reports, we found out that he was interested in S&M. Robbie has admitted to being aroused by 27 different violent scenarios, most of them involving young boys.
There's no chance of him coming back to the house when he's released.
I noticed early on was that Robbie always seemed overly affectionate towards his sisters. Around the time Robbie hit puberty, he was constantly looking for opportunities to look up porn. We discovered that Robbie had 2 Facebook accounts and was trying to contact an older man through one of them.
I was just so stunned.
You are not to blame here. This is over your pay grade. This is not something that you can parent him out of. I just want to be clear about that.
We found out that Robbie had sexually assaulted 2 young girls. He was completely unapologetic about it.
It was like a punch to the gut.
I felt absolutely devastated.
He said that it was hard to say the words son and pedophile together. That's just not something a parent wants to say.
For so long, we've sugarcoated it and said he's becoming a pedophile. But yesterday, for the first time, I said my son is. When you think about what you did, do you feel bad about that?
I feel excited when I think of it.
So the thought of raping somebody makes you happy.
Right.
When you go out in public, you fantasize about raping strangers.
Right.
Can you tell me like how you feel when you think about raping people?
It gives me joy, excitement, peaceful.
How do you think that they would feel?
I don't think twice about how other people would feel. I just think of how I would feel.
If you bring him home, you will lose all 6 children because Child Protective Services will descend on you like SWAT team and take them all out of the home. This is not a psychological condition. This is a medical, neurological condition.
I've searched high and low looking for other treatment facilities, but I just keep falling short.
The clock is ticking, and very, very soon, this child is going to be on the curb.
Some days it's hard looking at these pictures because they used to be up on the wall, and now there's just nails where his pictures used to hang. And I know that for the sake of my other children, the pictures needed to come down. It's just this little piece of me that feels like it's missing and is just sad inside. And then we have this closet where we keep all of his stuff. It's really hard to look in here because when I look at his stuff, I just remember a different child. I remember the little boy who hit his first ball and took off running around those bases, and he was so proud. I just don't have it in me to get rid of his stuff. I keep his bedding, and I never washed it. So when I miss him, I can still smell him on it. Because believe it or not everything about that child is bad. There was also the good. And I do miss him. I miss him every day. If he can't get better, at least his story can help someone else get better. Together, we can make a real impact and a difference. And if nothing else, he deserves to give others hope.
You're still in contact with Robbie on a regular basis, correct?
Yes.
And what is your assessment of him now as his mother? Do you believe he's where he needs to be, or do you believe he would be a threat to children if he was free in society?
I do not feel that he could live among people normally. I think that the best course of action is certainly to keep him in treatment until he can realize the impact his actions would have upon his victims. And if we can't build that empathy, then I'm afraid that he would hurt so many others.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.